Everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over a strategy on Forex, and this is involving trading it on a weekly. Now, if you've seen the last couple videos I've done, I've talked about how weekly, depending on what you're trading, it can kind of help increase your chances, especially using the indicators that I set it up with. This strategy that I mentioned here, we'd be focusing on the weekly, but we'd be doing Forex. And there is a small little chance that, you have to look for certain things, but there's a small chance that it could break the certain zone on the weekly. But I have found better results by focusing on weekly instead of all the smaller time frames. But today we're going to be looking at a strategy, and right now I'm practicing on demo on a Forex pair. Now, when you're doing this strategy and you're focusing on the weekly, you don't need to stay committed to one of these pairs. You need to have a list here of a couple of them, your JPY, your US dollar, Australian. Right now I got the British pound, and I'm testing that out for the next couple of days to see how well it does with the trading it on the weekly strategy. So what I'm going to actually do here is set it up and show you what to look for when trading on the weekly. We're doing the weekly strategy here. The goal of this strategy is you have to wait for more than a day or two. The goal of this strategy is to wait it out for a longer period of time until you've reached profit. So anyway, I'm going to show you the setup with this particular strategy. And if you've seen the last couple videos, you do need the Ghost Market Pro for better signals. But that's up to you guys. I'll show you the setup, and I'll show you what I look for when I'm trading Forex on a weekly. Okay, so before I begin, I'm going to show you that I'm doing this on a demo right now with the British pound. I'm practicing this on a weekly to see what the results would be for a longer play here, and I'm seeing what will happen to this with the British pound if I hold on to this for a couple days and see if it'll reach some numbers that I'm thinking, and by looking at the charts here. So I'll show you how to set this up. So first you got to make sure you make a list here. Now every day I would go through all these Forex pairs, particularly Euro, British pound, JPY. I'm not a big fan of the Australian dollar or like the Euro here because their movements are not, they're not a favorite of mine. And there's Canadian, and there's all those. Just make a list, and every day what I would do is I'd go through each of these and see if these signals are there. So we're going to let's look at the one I'm looking at, the British pound right here. And I'll tell you why I got the signal, but first I want to give you guys the setup on the weekly on what made me make this decision. Now for this strategy I have a couple indicators here. I load up consolidation zone. So if you just go here to your indicators and you go to consolidation, by this one here, the consolidation zone basically shows you the moments where it's consolidating, and those really aren't really good points of getting in. You got to wait for it to break out of your consolidation zone. But it's helpful because you'll notice that it's just going up and down for the most part, and to stay away from those until it breaks out of consolidation zone. So that's a helpful indicator right there. And the other one here is the cloud from Ghost Market Pro. It's a paid indicator. I'm not affiliated with them. If you want to get it, you can get it. But it's primarily the one I use all my data for to make my decisions on the weekly. It's pretty much it has a lot of data on it that makes my decisions to do trades on the weekly. So it's very helpful. So I recommend getting it, but if you don't want to get it, you got to rely on other things like the stochastic and things like that, which I also have here. So what made me decide to do the British pound here? We're on the weekly here, And what we could tell if we look at the last couple candles, we are on the weekly. So if we draw a line where everything connects, it's right about here. So this is, the candles would have to get past this point in order to, for it to go against you. And what we can tell right here, now what we want to look for is we want to look at the cloud. And we want to focus on the moments when the cloud goes from either down to up or up to down. So in this situation here where it goes from down, you see it right here in the cloud, it goes to down to up. In the transition between going from down to up or up to down, it has to print a dot. And that dot, if it's if it's going up, you want to make sure there is a green dot. If it's going down, you want to make sure there is a red dot. So we see that on, well, let's see, let's go to Bitcoin real quick. So we see that happening right here on Bitcoin. So this is an example, even though I'm not going into Bitcoin right now. You see the red dot, and it looks like it's about to enter in down movement. So that's kind of what you need to look for. So anyway, back to the British pound. We see that it looks like it's getting weaker right here. It looks like it might start going down based off the cloud. Now, if you're doing this for yourself, I would clearly wait for there to be a red dot that appears. This is not really going to appear, maybe not for another 2 or 3 weeks, because this is a weekly candle. But the cloud is looking weaker right here. But I personally would wait for a red dot and for it to start looking like it's coming down here. That's what I would look for if I'm looking for it myself. You can also see it in the stochastic that's kind of going up and down. So anyway, let's just look at a couple examples here of doing it on Forex. So we see right here where it goes from down to up on the weekly. This is all on the weekly. And we have a green dot right here, and it also shows, now this is the Ghost Market Pro, but if it's a bullish signal, it'll print a yellow candle. If it's a bearish signal, it'll print a white candle. So that'll also help you out. But we can see right here that it broke out of this consolidation zone on the British pound. And this would have been a good moment to get in. And if you just rode this thing out, now this is what I'm currently trying to test, because it hasn't really appeared yet on the British pound, but I'm just testing it on demo. I may hold on to this trade for a week or two just to see what happens. But it's all about trading on the weekly and just riding them out longer. Now you do have to make sure your lot size is a small enough number to where if it goes against you, it's not going to hurt you. So, and you want to, do your trades accordingly. So this, from the last 49 days of just following the Ghost Market Pro indicator here, this was a 5,000, almost a 5,000 pip move on 49 days. So it was pretty accurate on that signal. But let's just look at a couple other scenarios here. We see that it goes from up to down, and we see right here it prints out a red dot, and this white candle right here is telling me that it's a downtrend. So if we followed this for a while, 49 days, we'd be looking at around a 5,000 pip move. So it's a very helpful thing to have, a very helpful tool. What I personally will do is I'll either go into a lower time frame to find moments of getting out, or I'd look at my stochastic on moments to getting out, see if the lines are crossing. So we got right here, let's find another one here, an example. I want to look at a couple other Forex pairs. We see right here, this is a smaller one. We see it print a yellow candle, which represents bullish moment. And then we see it going up just a little bit. This was a shorter one. They're not all going to be long ones, but we see it going from down to up. This is a bit of a weaker candle, but if you look at stochastic, and you can get right here, this was about almost a 4,000 pip move. let's do one more from the British pound, and then we'll check out some other ones. Now right here we see a consolidation zone. Do not enter during this. We see it go from down to up right here. We see the yellow dot, the green dot. Now if you want to enter when it comes out of consolidation, my own opinion, but you see the signal right here. It's going in consolidation right here, but if you want, you enter like right here. Once it gets out of it and you get that confirmation, I personally would have rode this out. And this is in 30 days, this is about an 8,000 pip move. So you can see how this is powerful, but the disadvantages here, and I'll go over this in the video, is when you're riding this out longer, you run the chance of it trade going against you. So you still got to keep your eye on it. But you're more likely to find those good runs if you do it this way, in my personal opinion. I'm practicing with mine to see how far, see how it goes. I'm probably going to hold on to this for a week or so to see how it goes. I'll update you guys in future videos to show you how, or my communities tab, just check that and I'll show you how well I'm doing. Or if I lost. It's just a demo account. But let's look at a couple other here. Let's look at the JPY. JPY, you want to look for the same thing. You want to look for down to up, green dot, and you can ride it out. Right here, breaks out of consolidation. You got the yellow candle, and you can ride it up. So this was a really good move right here, JPY. This was 9,000. This was a 9,000 pip move if you caught that. So let's look at a couple other examples. There's a lot of consolidations here lately on the weekly with JPY. So what we see right here, we got a low down, and then it switches up to up. We see the dot right here, breaks out of consolidation, and then you can ride this up. Now if you do this with JPY and you ride it out and you find a good trade for like 30 days, you'll make a lot of pips if you ride it out. Let's just 30 days here, 42 days, it's a 7,000 pip move. So these are good trades, but you got to also keep your eye on it if it goes against you. So because when you're doing this and you're doing it when when you see it like this and you don't see the other candles, you're going to see the signal to go up. Right now you see the yellow candle here and you see the dot, but you really don't know where it's going to be going. So you really just have to keep your eye on the charts and where everything goes, because you're holding this for a long time. It could go against you, so you need to do your trades accordingly. So anyway, that's how you do it with Forex. It's really powerful. I'm testing this out myself, and I'm going to see how well this strategy is actually doing. Let's see how my British pound demo is doing. It's doing pretty good right now, so I'm gonna wait. The difference here is I'm gonna wait on this for maybe a week, maybe two. I don't know how long, but I'm gonna see how well this trade is actually doing, and then I'll post a screenshot on my communities tab. But anyway, I find this strategy to be working really well. Doing it on the weekly, focusing on doing it on the weekly, it shows some really good results. So anyway, I find with this particular strategy and doing it on the weekly, it helps with the Ghost Market Pro. You can rely on other indicators, under free indicators like stochastic, if you don't want to get Ghost Market Pro. But I find that using the cloud with it and looking for the shifting from down to up or up to down, and seeing if that dot has appeared right there with the shifted direction, it helps a lot. It's up to you guys if you want to get it. Now with this strategy, with doing Forex, I'm not responsible for any profit or loss if you want to use this strategy. Other than that, I will update you guys on how well my my weekly British pound trade is going to be doing. I'll probably hold it for a week or so, but I'm going to update you and show how well it does on demo. If it does good on demo, I'm then going to use this strategy to do another prop firm challenge. That's why I'm testing it, to see if if it's powerful enough to win a prop firm challenge. But one thing about this strategy with doing Forex is you don't stay focused on one asset in Forex. You have to have a list. Go through the list every day and see if anything is matching with the signals, because otherwise you're going to be waiting for a long time for that signal, because you are doing this on the weekly. So you'll be waiting a while. So like we saw with the Japan yen, you get a lot of pips if you're in the right move. So it all depends, but just make sure you go through every Forex pair. This is including, I'm also talking about like gold and the US dollar and things like that when doing this strategy. But just make sure everything is lined up with this strategy. If you do have the Ghost Market Pro, it makes it a little bit easier, in my opinion. But other than that, if you guys like this strategy, I am not responsible for any profit or loss. If you guys want to get the Ghost Market Pro indicator, I'll put the link below, but I'm not affiliated with them. I just found their indicators helpful. Other than that, if you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.